Hey everyone. So this is going to be a little bit of a different post. So I ran into someone yesterday, and it was a person who listens to my cups of encouragement, and she asked me when you putting your next cup of encouragement out, and I said, well, I released one, yesterday at the time. So I said I'm gonna try to do them maybe every other day, or every couple of days, just to space it out. And she said, well, I need one today. And so that encouraged me, that it is being a blessing to someone. And then also I received some encouragement, some much needed encouragement from a dear brother who called me. You know who you are. You know who you are, TW. And I really appreciate the encouragement. It's always on time. And so with that, I wanted to go ahead and give my next cup of encouragement. Hey everyone, and welcome to Doc's Corner with your cup of encouragement today. So today I want to talk about discipline again. Remember when we were growing up, at least if you were in my generation, and we were being disciplined by our parents, and they would always say either this is going to hurt you more than it hurts me, or this is for your own good. And we were like, yeah, right. Well, now that I'm a father of two, I can verify that it is true. That this really is for their own good. And so while discipline doesn't feel good in the moment, the truth is, just like exercise, the pain today produces character tomorrow. Hebrews 12:11 reminds us that no discipline seems pleasant at the time, but painful. Later on, however, it produces a harvest of righteousness and peace for those who have been trained by it. Sometimes when we face difficult seasons or challenges in life that seem impossible, it's easy to see them as punishment. But God's discipline is never about punishment. It's always about preparation. It's about shaping you into the person that He longs for you to become, or the you that He had in mind before you were even born. Discipline is God's loving way of molding us into vessels that bear good fruit, the kind that blesses others and the kind that brings Him glory. And that's not a bad thing. That's a very good thing. Years ago, when I was a crew scheduler at an airline, I was being interviewed for a supervisor position. And the director of flight operations asked me if I had ever been disciplined before. And so I told him no, I've never gotten into trouble. I've never received a write-up. Then he thought about it and asked me if my supervisor had ever taught me the correct way to do something when I was doing it incorrectly. So I thought about it for a moment, and then a light bulb came on, and I said, yes, sir. So he asked me again, have you ever been disciplined? I said, yes, sir, I have. And then he explained to me that discipline wasn't a bad thing, but it was about correcting a behavior that leads to harmful consequences. When we live our lives contrary to God's commands, which is sin, it always, always, always leads to separation, sorrow, and suffering, either now or later. You won't always understand, and you definitely won't always agree with it, but God's discipline, in whatever form it takes, is Him demonstrating His love for you. In fact, the Bible tells us that He disciplines the one that He loves, just like a father disciplines the child that he loves. And no good parent would ever watch their child do something that's going to hurt them and not intervene. So, I want to encourage you today. Don't resist His training. Don't resist God's discipline. Instead, lean into it with trust and gratitude, knowing that each moment of His discipline is a part of His loving plan for your good. Thanks for sharing this rather large cup of encouragement with me today. Until next time, be blessed and touch lives.